a lot of surprising results in this conference to me, guys. A lot of teams that needed wins tonight got wins. The first of which was West Virginia, 89-81 victory over Kansas State. Did this punch the ticket for the Mountaineers, Jeff?
Yeah, I think Huggy Bear's as good as in. When you get 7 wins right now in this Big 12 and you look at the numbers that are associated with West Virginia, their net's 25. They're 17 in the Ken Palm. You know, this was a big win. The last 2 were huge, right? At Hilton against Iowa State. Not that Iowa State was playing well. They weren't, and we'll talk about them in a minute. And then you get Kansas State that's a lock, tournament team and has obviously had a hell of a year. Yeah, I mean, 7 wins, they're in. They're in, and I'm glad because, again, for me, I would like to see Huggy Bear get in and then on his own terms, if he's ready. Like, don't be Boeheim. Don't be Boeheim and stick around and it get worse and worse and worse. Instead, go out at the right time. And with NIL and everything, this might be the right time for Hugs.
6 quad 1 wins, 3 of which came on the road, and an 11-13 mark against the top 2 quadrants, with the only air quotes bad loss they have coming at home against the Texas Tech team that was really hot at that time. They got to be in. There's a lot of teams that, if we're talking about North Carolina potentially being in with 1 win against Virginia, and we're not going to put West Virginia in, I will say this, Jeff, you're really right about the last 2 games, just because there's got to be a certain threshold for amount of wins that you can get. You can't get in there if you're 16-15. I just if you're a 1 game above 500, you can't be a tournament team. So getting to 7-11, getting to 18-13, like that, those numbers to me kind of matter a little bit. Yeah, they're dancing, and I love to see it, man. Like the tournament is better when Huggy Bear is involved. College basketball is better when that Mountaineer fan base is engaged. I'm happy for them. I'm glad it's going to get done. And there's no wins that are going to be bad enough, or no losses that are going to be bad enough in the Big 12 tournament that's going to take them below anybody that they're not dropping.
I mean, their first round game is Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Let's say, obviously you don't want to lose that one though. That could put you in the first 4 at least, to me.
Yeah, but they were a 10 seed and fielding the 68 as of Friday before beating what's Kansas State ranked 17th, before getting your on paper best win of the season, right?
But if they win that, they get Kansas, so they're in. To me, you beat Texas Tech, you're in the field. Period. If you lose to Texas Tech, there is a chance they could throw you in Dayton because let's face it, Hugs would be a really big draw in Dayton as well.
True.
That's for sure. Kansas State, the 11th ranked team in the country, just for note. I want a quick question from both of you on Kansas State. Keontae Johnson, Marquise Noel, both 24 points tonight. I've always held the Wildcats pretty high on my list of potential teams that could make a run in March because of those 2. It scares me that those 2 both went off in such fashion tonight and still lost this game. Should we be out on the Wildcats if these 2 can play that well and still come 8 points short of a bubble-ish West Virginia team, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean,
define out.
Yeah.
Define out. Like Final Four team.
I just don't think Kansas State was ever a team that we thought had a chance to make a deep, deep run. I think we all felt like they got 2 dudes. They were going to come down to earth.
You win at Baylor and at Texas, and you don't think they can make it? I was convinced when those 2 wins happened back to back, this team has something special.
No, I don't think so. I don't. Even when we saw them beat Kansas in person, I was like, you know what? They're a good team. They're a nice story, but I don't think they're more than a Sweet 16 team.
Okay, Rob, you?
I kind of agree, but I do. It's when you have the 2 best players on the floor, which is going to happen from time to time when you're Kansas State, more often than not. You're always going to have a chance to win a game. And to me, this was just more about West Virginia in a desperation spot playing one of their best games of the season more than anything. What is Kansas State playing for right now?
Good question.
You know what I mean? That's going to be my thing with a lot of these losses with ranked teams. What are they playing for right now? And if you're not going to come with a certain level of effort, you ain't going to be very good defensively. If you're not very good defensively against that West Virginia team playing at home in a game that they got to win, that's what happens. That's what happened to Baylor. What's Baylor playing for? Hey guys, just a reminder, our sponsor for today's episode is Run Your Pool. They are hosting the Field of 68 Bracket Challenge. This year, they are giving away $1,500 in free prizes. It's all an incentive for you to get on there and find out just how good their platform is. I've been using them for my bracket pools for years. I've used them for Super Bowl squares. I use them for everything that I need to use them for. The biggest survivor pool that I'm in for both NFL and NCAA tournament is by Run Your Pool. So go check them out. The link's below. Tap in.